Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. If you don't already know who it is, it's the one and only, the true Alex J. Today, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin in India news. Is Bitcoin illegal in India or is Bitcoin legal in India? That is the question that's going on at the moment, and I know a lot of people over in India are very confused with the whole situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inform you on what is going on right now. Now, this can affect you even if you're not in India. This can affect you. It doesn't matter what part of the world you are in, this can affect you, because you have to think India is a pretty large country and it has a huge population. So anything that they do is obviously going to affect the rest of the world. If all of a sudden no one in India is able to purchase Bitcoin, that's obviously going to affect its price. The same as when Korea, they had the Bitcoin thing going on a while back. Obviously that affected the prices. So, you kind of got to listen to what's going on all around the world. Even if you're not in that country, it can still affect you. So let me explain what's going on over in India right now. Now, if some of you don't already know, there's a lot of big people coming behind Bitcoin at the moment. You've got Peter Thiel that's just come on, and with Bitcoin, he's backing it. Obviously, you've got the Winklevoss twins, and they've both become Bitcoin billionaires. So there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money over in the crypto space, but at the same time, it's extremely volatile. It's going up, it's going down, it's going left, it's going right, it's going all over the place. And this is kind of the huge problem for the Indian government, because that's not something that they really want. They've noticed that there's a lot of people that have been scamming in India using Bitcoin, and there's a lot of people that are evading taxes with Bitcoin. Now, obviously, I know that there's going to be the counter argument that, those are going to be a minority, those people are bad people. That's not what the majority are doing. However, obviously the Indian government has a little bit of a problem because they need the tax for the country to obviously help it develop and help it grow. It's still classed as a third world country, so they want to improve their infrastructure and everything else. But the only way they can do that is if people are paying their taxes. That's why for the Indian government, Bitcoin is a huge scare. They're very worried that people are going to start avoiding taxes. And again, there's been a lot of crime going on. A lot of people have been losing a lot of money through different scams. And obviously scams are common all over the world, but it becomes a little bit easier if the police have no idea what a Bitcoin is and they have no way of tracing it, is what the government have been having a problem with. So I'm going to read from the article. This is from Inc. 42. It says the Indian government seeks expert advice to stop cryptocurrency trading. On Rajiv question on whether the Indian government is considering to block all bank accounts and credit cards that are being used for Bitcoin/cryptocurrency transactions. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley informed the Rajya Sabha that the government is awaiting the newly appointed expert panel's advice, as the trading currently involves a huge number of users and can be shut down as part of some immediate reactory measures. So obviously they're reacting pretty quickly to what's happening, because like I said, it's a bit of a surprise how fast Bitcoin has grown. It's just appeared all of a sudden out of nowhere. For people in the government, they're not quite sure what it is. I mean, you've got to understand that the average person doesn't know what Bitcoin is or how it works. I know that me and my nan had a conversation about this a while ago, which is extremely entertaining, where I'm trying to explain the concept of a Bitcoin to her, or any cryptocurrencies for that fact. And the only words that she kept saying is, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. So it's difficult to explain to people who aren't on the internet all the time what these things are, how they work. It's not something that people are fairly familiar with. So reading on, it says the question was asked based on the presumption that since the government has already clarified that Bitcoin trading is not legal in India, it is therefore illegal. To this, Arun Jaitley refrained from responding. And this is where, for me, it's a bit of a confusing situation, because what they basically said is, if it's not legal, then it must be illegal. But I think that it is the other way around, right? If it's not illegal, that makes it legal. Because putting it in the opposite way means that if something new comes out, it's immediately illegal, right? Until proven otherwise, which seems like a bit of a backward stance for me. And I'd love to hear your opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But for me, it feels like that's the wrong way round. It doesn't feel that that's the way that it should be. It doesn't feel that you should have to prove that it's legal. I think it should be the other way around, where you need to prove it's illegal, right? Because otherwise, like I said, anything new that comes out is already breaking the rules. Does that make sense? Reading on. Meanwhile, the cryptocurrency exchanges are finding it very difficult to cope with the increasing regulatory issues, as the registration itself has become a big headache for users. Many users have stated that it took weeks to get verified at major cryptocurrency exchanges, including Unocoin, CoinSecure, and ZebPay. For registered users, the transactions are getting delayed by hours and up to days. And this is something that I was talking about previously. This is why I have a huge issue with blockchain technology. And I've actually got something really exciting to talk about very, very soon. I want to talk about Hashgraph. I've got another video about Hashgraph. If you look on my channel, you'll see there's another video where I'm talking about Hashgraph. That technology is insane. I'm actually in talks with the co-founder. Fingers crossed I managed to get an interview with them. I've already spoken to them. I've said, look, I want to do an interview. It seems that we're having a dialogue right now, so there should be a conversation that happens. But we're basically talking about Hashgraph at the moment because this is a huge problem, is that cryptocurrencies, the exchanges are having problems because there's too many users. Everything's too volatile. Because the problem is like this. If a stock moved by 20% in a day, it would be stopped worldwide, trading would be suspended, and they would do an investigation. Why did that happen? Why did it move so quickly? Who's controlling it? Who's manipulating it, right? So they would do all of this investigation to make sure that there's no fraud occurring. But the problem is, with cryptocurrencies, because they're so volatile and because they move so much on a regular basis, it's become normal to see these huge shifts, which means if someone's manipulating it, if market control is being used, there's no one stopping it. And you might get one exchange, because you'll hear some exchanges where they'll say one exchange is stopped and they've halted trading, but that's only one. There's still all the others. Plus, on regular stocks, they only trade for a set amount of hours every day, and then the weekends they don't trade. Whereas cryptocurrency is literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which means you could go to sleep a very rich man and then wake up a very poor man. And again, that's another thing to be worried about, unless you sell your position or you just, if you set a stop loss, but then you've still got the risk that it doesn't trigger. I mean, there's so many weird things. And I was having a conversation with a friend about this recently, and we were saying, what happens if you went to a grocery store and then you put everything in and everything was priced in Bitcoin? You go into a grocery store, you put everything in your shopping cart, you then walk to the counter. By the time you've got to the counter, everything's a different price. And then the transaction takes 4 hours. So you put it there, you scan everything, and then you got to go sit over in the waiting room for 4 hours while the transaction goes through. It's insane. Now, I know there are faster blockchain technologies out there. For example, Ethereum, I know that's apparently faster. However, it's not fast enough. It's still long. I know that there's some friends that have been telling me about other ones, and they're like, it's only 3 seconds. It's only 3 seconds, which is great until, you scale it up. Because the way that blockchain works fundamentally isn't sustainable. And that's why I recommend that you really look into Hashgraph. Like I said, I've got another video. Check out, if you're into cryptocurrencies, definitely have a look at the Hashgraph video, because that is an amazing video. I think it's something that's going to happen in the very near future. So again, right now, is it legal or is it illegal? Well, it looks like it's illegal right now. It looks like it's going to get more regulations. It looks like if you're in India right now, it's not something that you should really be playing with, just in case you get caught. You don't want to get in legal trouble. It's not worth it. Bitcoin's not even moving that much. There's other cryptocurrencies out there that are making more money, but again, you don't want to get in trouble with your government. They've got technology right now where they can trace people who are using Bitcoin. And again, that's in another video where I'm talking about the downsides to Bitcoin. But it is traceable. They can find you. They can tax you. It's not something that you can run away from. So keep that in mind. If you're using cryptocurrencies, legal reasons or illegal reasons, you got to be careful, especially if you're in India right now. It doesn't seem like it's a good place to be playing. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to subscribe to this channel to get entrepreneur news on a daily basis. Also make sure to leave a like, a thumbs up on this video. Leave a comment below. Tell me, what's your opinion? Do you believe that the Indian government are going too strong on this? Do you think they need to calm down? Or do you think that maybe they're not going hard enough and that it is something that they need to worry about? Because if everyone's avoiding tax, obviously they're not going to get as much infrastructure and it's not really going to develop outside of a third world country. Or do you think that by allowing them to use this platform, they'll be able to gain more profits, and using those profits, they can then pay taxes with the higher profits that they've made from other countries' income, and by doing so, they're obviously able to build quicker. I'd really love to hear from you and your opinions. I really, really would. So again, please make sure to like, share, and comment below right now. Feel free to share this video with your friends. It would really help me out. I'll speak to you guys again soon. But in the meantime, peace.